I remember running out, and I'd been to Badger games growing up, and I remember running out, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like this place is huge. You know, obviously it's not 80,000 people in there, but they had both sides pretty packed, and just being able to look up, and it got loud in there too. Yeah, it was a surreal feeling, because it was like that was a dream since I was, you know, just started playing, that one day I was hopefully going to be able to play in that stadium, and to do it sophomore year of high school was unbelievable. First really started playing football, and I mean first grade, tackle right away.
You know, he could barely hold that helmet on his head. The kids were kind of running around. It was organized chaos, but he couldn't wait to get to practice, and he just loved football, always played in the backyard.
We'd have people in youth that would say he's just different. He would leave his feet when he would tackle in that level, and that was kind of unheard of. And so it was kind of surreal, and I never really, I'd always just say, wait another year. Just, you know, these kids, he wasn't always the biggest, but he kept growing with them all. And he was always able to just keep competing.
Yes, this is where it all started.
What was your most memorable time?
This, walking out every game, and
with the dads waiting
for us. The tunnel set up right here. Stop right here, last one out every single game.
Every time.
Give you a hug right here, and off we went.
You know, in 2018, you know, he takes the role as a free safety. You know, he had 155 tackles, breaks the school record. We go 14-0, culminates with the state championship. You know, the first of a few here, and the rest was kind of history.
The play that to this day sticks out to me was Kimberly had the ball on Muskego's 15-yard line. It's 4th and 2, and he came out. He was playing deep safety, about 10 yards back, 15 maybe, something like that. And he came on a 4th and 2 and made the play.
Oh my goodness, what a play! Coming from nowhere was Hunter Wohler, and he's going to be short, and Kimberly's going to turn it over on downs.
I remember looking at that going, where'd he come from? And it was in that moment. And he'd always been the type that likes big moments, and he always wanted to be that. And that's when I was like, okay, I get it now. He has that. And that was his sophomore year in a state title game that he ended up with 15 tackles that game. And what was so great about it was the celebration after. I'll never forget, he gets off the bus and we're all sitting there, and it was all about his friends. And that was cool.
Yeah, we had some really good teams all 3 years. That sophomore year, we weren't supposed to be that good even. We lost probably at least 15 of our starters. Ended up being something special. My sophomore year to my senior year, I think we were 37-0 in the 3 years of varsity football I played, so very fortunate, no doubt. Definitely very fortunate. But yeah, a lot of fun, definitely a lot of fun.
My other favorite play was when he picked up that kickoff.
Yep.
Picked
it up right over here, opening kickoff of the last game that I played here. Picked it up over here, and then.
Remember what they were saying?
Yeah, yeah. Student section was chirping.
Come on, pick it up, All State. You're not going to score. Next thing you know.
Touchdown.
Some of those moments where you're like, that's, you know, definitely not coaching. It's definitely the ability that he has, and just the savvy that he has for the game, and ability to diagnose and just play fast and physical, and all the things that we know and love him for. So those are some big time highlights, you know, early on, that kind of showed us how special of a player he was, and it's only going to continue to grow to be.
There it is. The beauty. Senior year, the year that COVID hit, I was fortunate enough to win the Gatorade Player of the Year. Being a big Badger fan growing up, you know, I knew who won which award every year. I knew all the big Wisconsin names that were going to Wisconsin. I kept tabs on everything because I wanted that to be me one day. So to, you know, add my name to the list of guys that went to Wisconsin that were able to win this award, it's a blessing, definitely a blessing. And now it's got to translate to Saturdays up in Madison.
So Hunter's first offer was from Wisconsin. I remember sitting in the living room, all of us kind of sitting there frozen, because Jim Leonard's on the phone talking to Hunter. Like, it was really surreal. But then, you know, some other offers started to come, and then we're like, okay, like we got to talk about this, and what does this mean?
You know, Ohio State was really the other choice. In October 2019, you know, Kyle, you know, Hunter's dad, and Hunter and myself, we went down to Columbus for a game, and they were very high on him, and you could tell from the start, and that was sort of a surreal moment, I think, for all of us. Coach Jeff Hafley, now the Packers defensive coordinator, was the co-DC at Ohio State at the time, so we got a chance to know Coach Hafley pretty well through that process, and Hunter thought a lot of him, and I think Coach Hafley a lot of Hunter, so that was a pretty cool process.
And we always joked with him, like, you could pick any school as long as it's Wisconsin. But seriously, Hunter, we want you to make this choice because you have to be there. You have to live on that campus, and you have to go to that school, and you have to be with those coaches. And so we will support you in whatever your decision is, and it really needs to be your choice.
The more and more I kept coming back to Wisconsin, it was like the locker room was awesome. The guys are great. I was up there sometime early fall for a game, and we were coming back home, and it was just me and my dad, and I was just like, Dad, like, I want to go to Wisconsin. Like, I don't want to be anywhere else.
We went up north to my mom's side of the family in Chippewa Falls for Christmas, and he gave my grandparents a present, and the present was Badger sweatshirts. So that is when I knew, I was like, okay, he's gonna be a Badger. Like, everyone was so ecstatic, like just all the screaming, all the yelling, all the smiles, all the hugs, like it was such an amazing moment. For him, seeing the way that we were all so happy and supportive that Christmas just like made him understand, like, yeah, this is perfect.
You know, the relationship that I have with my family is very important, which is one of the big reasons I want to stay home, but also like why go anywhere else? Like, you can be a Wisconsin kid, you can come play for the team that you grew up cheering for and watching. And you know, you can hopefully make an impact in a lot of the in-state kids in their lives, and go try to make an impact at Wisconsin itself. Yep, there it is. There it is. All right, let's do this.
How's it going,
What's
guys?
going on?
Hunter, if you want to say hello.
How's it going? Nice to meet you, of course. Of course. I was very blessed to be able to grow up and go to school and play in a community like this, because it's not like that everywhere. You play football? No. No? Are you going to? No. No? Why not? We gotta get you to start playing. I love it. I love coming back here and just spending time, you know, with the kids especially.
Growing up in grade school, they would have a little buddy, and so an 8th grader might grab a 1st grader and take them to church, or might sit in a corner and read with them or whatever. And so you're expected to treat little kids nicely and be kind to them and do those things. And so he's just always done that. And so for him, it's very natural when he's out in the community, when he's at the library signing autographs.
There you go, man. You want to get a picture too? A picture? Yeah, let's get a picture.
Thank you.
You know, giving back is a no-brainer, just because of, you know, I wouldn't be where I am without any of them. So if I can, you know, be some hope or anything for some of the younger kids, or just, you know, come back and just talk to people and hang out with people. You know, you never know the impact that you might have a couple years down the road. Have a better day than yesterday, man. Every day we gotta stack it. Come out here, lead the defense, lead the whole team, set the tone for the whole day.
With Hunter's work ethic, the thing that really stands him apart from other kids is that was never something he had to be taught. A lot of kids, especially now, they are like getting forced to go to practice. They don't want to do it. But Hunter was always just running out the door. I mean, you can never catch him just sitting on the couch. He was just always active. And that's just who he is. He was born that way, and he was just born with that grit that a lot of kids need to be taught.
Oh, Tuck, your lucky ass, boy! Dad! You guys a little pissed off today? Yeah, bro, we gotta do this. You guys got us back-to-back days.
I think it was his competitive nature. He just constantly, he always wanted to be the best. His thought process was, if he wasn't good at something, he wanted to be better at it. It was ingrained in him. And it was nothing that we ever really told him. He just took it upon himself to do it.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. Talk. Don't make a play. Don't make a play. Here we go. Heen down. Keen dog! Come on now, come on now. Keep going, boy. All day, all day. I've never been the most vocal leader. I always kind of just let my actions speak for themselves. You know, when something needs to be said, I'll say it. But as leaders of the team leave, like, people have to step up. Because at the end of the day, like, it is our team. The players set the culture. As much as the coaches do, like, at the end of the day, like, the locker room is gonna make the team go. And so guys have to step up and hold others accountable and, you know, be that example of what we have to be to get, you know, to win championships and get where we want to.
That urgency today. Come on every day like that. Like, every day we got to show up with that urgency and that sense of, like, we got to go now.
That's the step now, is how can we lead the rest of this team to all fight for the same goal.
Outside backers. Outside backers.
Bren back to throw, winds up, heaves it deep, left sideline, Jet Thompson, and it's picked off in the end zone by Hunter Wohler.
Journey's been really up and down, just with coaching changes and with all the transfer portal and all that, but I wouldn't change it. The state that you grew up in, you get to play for them and you get to represent them. It's a special feeling, and then hopefully to be fortunate enough to win some games and take Wisconsin to the top. It's different when you grew up watching them and you grew up wanting to be in that position. Obviously, it's a lot closer to home.
For this season, he's ready to just settle in and play the game that he loves, and I think the game, he has said, has just slowed down so much for him that he'll just be there and enjoy it, and all the pieces have kind of fallen into place.
He wanted to help change Wisconsin football. He lives and breathes Wisconsin, and that was his deal. Like, I want to go up there and win a championship for the Badgers. Now, will they? I don't know. But I'm excited to see him in a leadership role up there and to see his growth too.
To see him from the 14-year-old, you know, young boy to the young man to really the man he is today, just makes you so proud. And to see the success, honestly, it makes you feel good because it confirms, you know, he's as good as we believed he was, and to see him prove that on a national stage, I think, has been super gratifying.
You know, the legacy that you want to leave is never on the field, but it's always with the people that you've met in the locker room, the coaching staff, the fans. Like, if I can affect one person's life, it's perfect. Like, that's accolades and stats and all that's great, but you know, I want my legacy, and I want to be remembered more as someone that just loved the game and, you know, loved everyone that he got to come in contact with.